What's up, YouTube Gen X? I got asked to do a video on some of my feelings and thoughts about adults with children and families going back to school to continue their education. I think it's great. You know, if you can make it work with your employer and you can make it work with your wife or husband and the kids, go ahead and do it. For me, what I've seen is that more schools, more universities and colleges are understanding that they have a growing segment of adult learners who are trying to go off and either get their BA or their BS or get some sort of postgraduate degree, some sort of professional certification or degree. Like, it's a significant population. Back in the day, people really didn't do that. You know, back, let's say 10, 15 years ago, it wasn't really going on, so no one was really focused on it. You know, you kind of knew that if you were of a certain age and you didn't already go to school and get that done, it wasn't going to happen for you. Because the whole idea of college or whatnot was seen to be for young adults. It wasn't supposed to be for, you know, married people or kids, people with kids. But now that has significantly changed, and it's just a new atmosphere, right? It's just a new day. Life has changed in ways where you have people who have kids and, you know, people who have families and they're working full-time or trying to go back to school. So a lot of universities cater towards that audience. So you may have, let's say, a school that has a program where you're getting your BA or your BS, but it's designed for working professionals and people who have families, so the scheduling is different. You start a bit later. You know, so classes may start at 6 and you go from 6 to 9, or, you know, you may have a Saturday class starting at 8 and you go all the way up to 5. And it's designed for people like you. You know, they have schedules for your normal college kids that can come during the day or whatnot, but then they have the track for people that are working professionals and people with families. But a lot of that depends on the university. Obviously, some universities are more so accommodating to working professionals with families, while others may not be. You know, the two schools that I've been at since I've got my BA, they both, in my opinion, catered to the older working crowd, where one we had class from 7 to 10, and one we had class from 5:30 to 8:30. I didn't really like 5:30 to 8:30 because most people get off at 5, and with traffic, you know, it's hard to get there and you don't really get that break. But it helped for people getting off of work, and a lot of people worked it out with their employers. So, you know, on this day, they get to leave 30 minutes earlier because they got to go to class or whatnot. But once again, that depends on your school, the school that you're looking at. And most schools that do cater towards your older adults that are working professionals and adults that have families, they'll let you know. They'll let you know, hey, you know, we want you here. Come through. You know, our schedules are open. It's very flexible. You know, and you have a lot of schools as well, a lot of traditional schools that are even adopting that sort of online course format. You know, I've taken a couple of courses where it was half you have to come into class and half online. And these are your traditional, we were founded in 1890, we were founded in 1912 sort of schools. So it's not like your new modern school. This is your old historic Oxford sort of university that's even going with the whole sort of dual come into class, but also have some sort of online format as well. So like I said, you guys are part of a growing trend that a lot of colleges and universities are going after. You know, we've all seen University of Phoenix and who they're going after as well. But then you have a lot of your traditional schools. your not-for-profit schools that are almost adopting some of the same principles that your University of Phoenix does in terms of, catering towards that crowd of professionals with families and whatnot. So there's that. Also, there is the nature of your program. Obviously, all undergraduate programs are not the same, and obviously all graduate certificate PhD programs are not the same. Some require more work, some require less work. Then there's the classroom stuff, but then there may be job shadowing and field work that is part of the program. So truth be told, you really have to look at what you want to do as well, because the nature of your program will dictate your schedule and your availability. And then also you look at how quickly do you want to go through the program. You want to finish in a year, 2 years, 3 years, go slow. So there's a lot of different variables. But what I would say is you got to first figure out what you want to do, obviously. What are you trying to get your degree in or your whatever certification in, and see what schools are local. You don't want to go off too far. You want to stay local because you never know what may happen. I've been in a couple of classes where a classmate had to bring in their kid or their daughter, and they'll be playing their Nintendo DS or coloring or whatnot. I even had an older lady that brought her kid in, and she would stick him in the library while she was in class or whatnot. So, you want to stay local as well because you never know what's going to happen. You may have to bring your kid to class. That's no big deal because the classes are smaller anyways. And it's very personal. People get to know each other personally and whatnot, so it's not a big deal. But you got to figure out what you want to do and talk to a counselor, some sort of admissions counselor, and they'll probably walk you through everything because, once again, they're targeting y'all. They're targeting that demographic. So, that's my vid. Hopefully it helps you out. It's interesting because for me, I'm like the oddball out. Most of the people that I'm in class with, in school with, they are your older professionals with kids. So a lot of them do have families. They have wives or whatnot, and I'm the odd one out. So I'm the one that has a whole bunch of time. Hey, we can meet whenever. And they're like, I got to pick up my son. I got to pick up my daughter, or there's a doctor's appointment. So, there's room for y'all. You just have to do your investigation and figure out what you want to do and how quickly you want to go through it, and talk to your wife, and you figure out if it's feasible or doable, and then move on. So anyways, it is what it is. Hopefully this helps you and anybody else who's listening. God bless.